Hey guys, welcome. It's Ginny back talking about the process to becoming a foster home. This week's book was it was book 6 and week 6. It was called Building Support Systems for Foster and Adoptive Families. And it was really about different services that agencies have, finding a support system, making the decision if foster and adoptive care is right for the family, and then preparing for your first placement, uh, biological children versus adoptive or foster children, and how we'll manage to fit them into our lives and still maintain everybody's comfort, and then a checklist of things before your home visit. And then we also had our home visit. So, and we actually kind of had two. So there's an initial interview, and then there's like a questionnaire that a lot of times you'll talk with a social worker or a caseworker or a licensing specialist, and then they'll just write out all your answers. But with the COVID-19 stuff, we were just sent a questionnaire, and so we filled it out, and it took a long time, lots and lots of information. And then we had a digital meeting, and then they actually came to our house. We were not asked to change anything because I'm a researcher, and so I had already found out most of the things that I needed from online resources in regards to the state of North Carolina. So with the home visit, they looked at bedrooms to make sure that there's enough space and adequate privacy for each child. They looked at bathrooms to ensure sanitary area and privacy as well. And then they looked at our kitchen to make sure we have running water, properly functioning appliances, and proper ways of storing food. And then they ensured that our cleaning supplies are locked up, which they are in the garage. We bought like a garage closet with a padlock on it. And that medication, vitamins, ibuprofen, stuff like that is locked up as well, and or out of children's reach. And what we did is we got a lockbox, but then we also put it in a closet that requires a key. And then we put our knives above the refrigerator, and we have the baby proofing things that makes it difficult to open. It's like a lock, but you have to, it doesn't require a key though. And then they check for beds, dressers, and closet space, because every child is required to have a bed, obviously, and a dresser and some closet space. So that's really what it came down to. We're getting super close. Like everything that we're required to do is done. So we're getting really close to being completely finished, and we're really excited about that. We're talking more and more with our sons about what it's going to look like, and you know, we're going over like the first day in their house, which book 6 went over as well. And a lot of what it references is like, let them know where the towels are, for instance, because if they want to bathe but they don't know how to ask, like, you know, when can I bathe, or what do I use, you know, and then like leaving their bag, like saying, this is your dresser, would you like help to put it away? And if they say no, then just like let it be for that first day. And then also with the rules. So I read a lot of stuff that said let them know right away so that they can start acclimating pretty immediately what the rules are. And then other things said right at first you don't want to like come down with like, these are all our rules. So it was asked in week 6 class, and like which is correct. And they said pick your 5 biggest rules. And I think we came up with keep your hands, feet, and other objects to yourself. use kind words, be responsible. So they're really generalized. And then take proper care of yourself. So, like, bathing is going to be necessary, brushing their teeth is going to be necessary. And then I don't super remember the other one. I wish I probably wrote it down, but I don't want to waste a lot of time looking. But they're just the things that, like, are necessary for safety and or health right at first. And I think that that's really important, and I think it's a good idea to not overwhelm them with a lot of things. And the age range we're looking at really is like maybe 4 to 10, because we want to respect our own children's birth order. And so, and we both work, but I work teacher's hours, so that is also school hours, which is why that's the ideal age range for us. And we're just really super looking forward to it at this point. I feel like it's always in the back of our minds, because when my husband and I have a quiet moment, one of us will say something about it. So, like, like, oh, we need to do that, or oh, I can't wait for this. And I think my husband is especially excited because he's kind of a big kid, as a lot of men tend to be, and he's very excited to have younger kids in our home for, like, Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas, especially Easter, that sort of thing, because it's always so much fun when you have young children in your home around the holidays. So we're really looking forward to that. Anyways, again, I hope that you're considering fostering and or adoption. There really is a need. It's, I think I read that, I don't want to give misfacts here, but I think it was 60% of the states increased their foster kids, like, in custody, by at least 10%, and foster parent licensing has gone down. So there really super is a need, especially if you can, like, as my kids get older, we might do older kids as well. If you can take in teens, that's a huge, huge need. And sibling groups is really difficult to place too. So if you, we're done with all the classes. Like, I know it feels like I've been making these videos for a long time, but again, I'm late. So it it was time consuming and it was challenging at times. We're still going to continue to do this whenever new stuff comes up, like our first placement and stuff like that. But it's going to be worth it, So I hope that you're considering. I hope that this has been helpful. And thank you so much for your time and just taking the time not only to encourage me, but really to consider if you could help in any way. And that includes foster, adoption, respite care, emergency placements, anything like that. It's worth it. Anyways, thanks, guys. Have a great week. Bye.